Let's get started. Episode 33, harnessing the power of being omnipresent as it relates to networking and your career search. Here's the first thing. If you don't know what omnipresence means, it means you are everywhere, man. You are everywhere like Coca-Cola. When you go to the gas station, the supermarket, Disney, a hotel, if you go anywhere, you could probably find a can of Coca-Cola or a bottle somewhere, right? Omnipresent. So how can you be like that if you're in a job search, or more importantly, you're not in a job search, but you're trying to develop this so you never go without purposeful work? Super important.
So one of the top things I hear from our clients is like, hey, in the past I've been able to get a job really easy because I either knew somebody or they reached out. And now, I'm going after a whole new market and a whole new network of people. I hear, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be annoying. Think about it as, what kind of impact do you want to make on the world? And we are living in no better time in history than to just be in people's faces. We have the tools to do it. We have the technology to do it. And it's so important in the job search.
Absolutely. So one of the most painful things that can happen to you, imagine if that person has a role or knows someone who has a role and they don't even remember you. This happens like thousands of times per day. You have a friend who's a realtor, but when you were buying your house, you forgot about it, right? You forgot they're a realtor and you go buy a house and your friend's like, what the hell? You bought a house and I didn't even know. And I know Kristina was just talking about that briefly.
One of my best friends, she might even be listening, is a realtor. And we, Tim and I were out driving in Sarasota, Florida this past weekend, looking at houses until Monday, not even in the sense of like, hey, how can you help me with this? I just brought up like, oh, we were driving through Sarasota looking at these houses. This was the price range. She's like, what the hell? And why didn't you call me? And I could have told you some neighborhoods or whatever, that. And then she keeps emailing people that she's helped, and she's, helped us buy and sell multiple homes. So she's looking for reviews and feedback so she can continue putting that in front of people. And that's her omnipresence. And so realtors are a great example of this, right? Because they have to be known, whether it's completely organically or using these very cool technology tools.
No matter what product a company sells, what do? They market it in front of you to say, hey, I want to give you some value. Like Peloton, right? They have the cool bike, but what do? People are having exercises. It's a group environment. They're hitting you with all that. So what are they kind of doing, right? How can we set ourselves up so that we have like an army of advocates to like help us identify opportunities so that we never have to worry about going without purposeful work?
And what about my tech people out there? It's such a hot industry right now, and it's evolving so quickly. And we have clients that are just so super excited about this. Like, how are you going to leave your imprint on what technology is doing for us? There's no other way to do it but then to constantly be in front of people. And to take it even a step further, let's say you do land your dream job. The statistics, Tim can run you through this. People are only staying in jobs 1 to 2 years, not because they don't crave longevity, but because there's bigger, exciting, higher paying things going on. Well, what network are you going to dip into if you haven't spent time becoming really relevant in that space? How quickly can you dip into your network and land another role? Especially if you're consulting or something, you need to constantly, it's just like being an entrepreneur. Say you get a negative comment or something, like you have to get to a place where that doesn't even impact you, because your message getting out to the world is so much more important than that. And the people that do need your message, like they need it. And content out there is being absorbed all day long. I mean, think about how much time you spend at your computer and technology and scrolling. Well, why not you putting your voice out there and creating content? Because companies, people, they crave to have a peek into what you think, like you have a voice. So I just encourage all of you, if you're in a job search, if you're sitting out there and you've been thinking about publishing your first article, just about an opinion that you have, just a short article, put it out there. They go viral, many of them. Have fun with it.
Absolutely. And remember, for the people that are fearful and they're not sure about creating content around what they do, especially on LinkedIn, even if you're in information technology, blockchain, AI, whatever.
And you may not want to run off and dive into TikTok and all these other platforms, but when it comes to LinkedIn, hire a VA. I'm just putting this out there. Some great writers out there. If you throw around some topics, they can really help you get those creative juices flowing. Hire, outsource some of this stuff. Push this content out. Like, get behind it. Like, do this thing.
Even for like, there's people on Fiverr who will help you get started for literally like $100 a month, right? For $100 a month, they can do all of this for you. But either way, however you get it done, here at ECU, what do? We're everywhere on the internet. We want to make it easy for people to find us. Guys, I don't know anything about Pinterest. Executive Career Upgrades is on Pinterest. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. Because I know that the more people that see our stuff, testimonials, etc., probably the more inspired people that we can help, right? Who have problems in their career.
The most important thing in life is to discover your gifts and then give it away, right? And so I'm always asking myself, I'm always trying to take responsibility for, and I still struggle with this, but like, how dare me to withhold my gifts from the world? And so get excited about it too. Like, I know it can feel like such a big, heavy task. Give yourself a minute to like feel that, feel the fear and anxiety and discomfort about it, feel that out, and then get to work on it and focus on the bigger question at hand, which is how can I touch as many lives as I can?
Your biggest problem right now, just to recap, is not enough people know you. If they did and know how valuable that you were in the marketplace, what you've achieved, probably wouldn't have an issue getting a job. What would that do for your career if a lot more people knew you? Talked about how to re-engage, how to get known on LinkedIn, because it would be a shame if someone in your inner circle right now, right, the people that you talk to at least once a month, every couple months, right? What if they have an opportunity right now? And how much power would you have in your career or at your company if people followed you for your advice? You have to have some type of strategy to do it.
I really like some of the tactics people are using in taking their industry or product and relating it to lifestyles. Just all kinds of things in relation to like why you'd want to buy the bike, or like why Guinness Beer talks about like the history of pubs, or like if I'm targeting all you amazing executives out there, maybe I want to talk about golfing and boating and maybe some lifestyle interests where people are hanging out. Think about it that way too. Like, how can we talk about your gift and your industry in life? Nothing else really hit home right now. Think about that. Who can I touch and how can I influence them through lifestyle? What you know these people are interested in.
Well, hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. As always, we have previous podcast episode down below in the chat. Lots of good stuff on interview tactics and strategy, what to say, how to get on interviews, what to say when people ask you objections or anything about salary stuff. Highly recommend you guys check those out. If you know you need some additional help in your career as well, you can go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast so we can see if we can help. Until next week, have a great day.